Hello everyone, welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you so much for being here for your October 1st until the 15th of 2019 love and general reading. I'm doing the divine spread as I usually do at the beginning of the month. Now what I'd like to say to everyone is that we're moving into October. There are some things that you need to know, a little bit of astrology. Tarot, of course, will be done further down in the video. Please check out the timestamps in the description box below. Just quickly, the quick important transits that are happening in October. So what is very, very important is that Pluto is actually turning direct in Capricorn. It's turning direct and it has been retrograde. Pluto is actually, from the 1st of January, Pluto entered his retrograde zone. So from the 1st of January 2019, he entered his retrograde zone. So that was the degrees that he would cover during the retrograde. So he started his retrograde zone at 20 degrees and 38 minutes of Capricorn. Then on the 24th of April 2019, he stationed retrograde. So he stopped and he started turning retrograde at 23 degrees and 9 minutes of Capricorn. So as you could see, Pluto is very slow moving. So he only did like 3 degrees. His shadow period was 3 degrees. And therefore, so as you all know, Pluto is very, very slow moving. So on the 24th of April, he actually stationed and turned retrograde. At 23 degrees, he actually turned retrograde. So he started moving backwards, 23 degrees and 9 minutes to be exact. So he was traveling backwards, or that's the view from the Earth that we have. He seems to be traveling backwards. He's not really. But usually when the planet is very close to the Earth, the view from Earth it's an illusion, and it makes us think that the planet is actually turning retrograde, but it is not going backwards. It's the illusion we get. So he got up to 23 degrees and 9 minutes, as I just said, and he turned backwards, retrograde, and he's still retrograde until the 2nd or 3rd of October, depending on where you are in the world. So whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, 1 day difference, hours, it could be hours that we're talking about. So he's stationing to turn direct. So when he stations to turn direct, anytime he's sort of stopped and ready to change his direction, whether it's going backwards or forward, he's extra potent. So we're in that zone right now. Pluto is very, very strong. He's powering up to actually turn direct. So he's going to turn direct at 20 degrees and 38 minutes. So it's as though we're revisiting January 1st, 2019. What was happening for you back then? What was going on in your life back then? If you can remember, that's the zone he will be traveling over. It's as though we're being given a second chance. We've done the work now, and it's time to finish up whatever we started on the 1st of January. So he's turning direct, and he will be out of his shadow zone on the 23rd of January 2020. So that means he will reach the 23 degree and 9 minute mark before he starts to cover new ground. Okay, so it's very, very important. Pluto, we know, is all about power. He's all about transformation. He's the ruling planet of Scorpio. So this is especially important for Scorpio people, because when our ruling planet is retrograde, it affects us, it affects the sign that it rules more than anyone else. But not to say that Pluto doesn't touch on everyone's life. Obviously, he's so strong, and he's like a magnet. It's as though we take a dive into the underworld. That's what Pluto is. And now we're coming up for a breath of fresh air before we can start to move direct. We've been in the underworld with Pluto. Very, very karmic, especially with Pluto, Saturn, and the south node of the moon there in Capricorn. All right, so enough on Pluto. Now, on the same day, roughly, Mercury enters Scorpio. So Mercury is the messenger of the gods. He's all about communication. He's all about business. He's all about the logic. Now, Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So Virgo and Gemini, they're all about the details, right? Very logical, left brain thinking signs. So Mercury is the intellect. It's the information. Mercury is also communication, telecommunications, anything to do with the internet. Now, Mercury is entering Scorpio, so Mercury is not a benefic or a malefic. Mercury is actually a neutral energy. Therefore, when he enters Scorpio, he turns into a malefic. He actually dives down into the dungeon with Pluto, and he retrieves the information and brings it up to the people. As I said, he's the messenger of the gods. So he's diving deep into Scorpio. Let's see what he's going to come up with, right? Very interesting. Where do you have Scorpio in your chart? For those of you that are familiar with your birth chart, then you would know the house of Scorpio for you, which section, which area of life it touches on for you personally. Now, Scorpio, the house of Scorpio on a collective scale is the 8th house of death and transformation. It's other people's money, other people's, money from external sources, from your partner. It's your partner's money. It's also, Scorpio is also about intimacy and anything to do with loans, banks, wills, deeds, anything like that is what Scorpio is all about. Scorpio is also a very spiritual sign at that. So Mercury enters Scorpio. Another thing I wanted to add before I move on to the next transit is that Mercury, once he hits the 11-degree mark, Mercury will station to go retrograde. So on the 11th of October, again, a day apart, depending on where you are in the world. On the 11th of October, at 11 degrees and 35 minutes, he will enter his retrograde zone. 11 degrees and 35 minutes of Scorpio. So he's going to cover the area from 11 degrees and 35 minutes up till 27 degrees and 38 minutes, where he will station to go retrograde. So remember that once Mercury hits the 11th degree of Scorpio, he will move into his retrograde zone. So it's going to be the area that will be covered by the Mercury retrograde of October. So it's going to be very interesting to see. He then, on the 20th of 11th of November, so on the 20th of November, he will start to move direct, again at 11 degrees and 35 minutes. So at 11 degrees and 35 minutes of Scorpio, he moves into his shadow zone, so that's the zone he's going to be covering. He will reach up to the 27th degree, right? And on the 31st of October, he will start to move backwards, retrograde. okay? And then on the 20th of November 2019, at the 11-degree mark again of Scorpio, he will start to move direct. He will leave his shadow zone on the 7th of December. So it looks like most of November practically has got a lot to do with the Mercury retrograde. But remember that once the planet turns direct, and it's on the 20th of November 2019, he will start moving direct. Mercury will start to move direct. So even though he's covering his shadow zone, doesn't really matter. He's still moving direct. So again, another Mercury retrograde, the last one for 2019. Okay, so on the 4th of October, Mars enters Libra. So Mars is not that strong in Libra because it rules Aries, which is the sign opposite to Libra. Therefore, he's in his fall position. He's not that strong, and he moves forward in an equal democratic way, we could say, because that's what Libra is all about. It's all about trying to make space for others, for relationships. Now, Mars could be a little bit passive-aggressive in Libra, and just in some cases, because Mars could be passive-aggressive, Mars in an air sign, it can be a little bit explosive, so take care on that note. Now, on the 8th of the month, Venus enters Scorpio. So Venus entering Scorpio to me is, again, it's the dark side of Venus. Venus is the ruling planet of Libra. Therefore, she's not that happy in Scorpio, and she's quite dark in the sign of Scorpio. Also, Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus, and moving into Scorpio, she's in her full position. She's not strong there. But again, it's like Venus moving into the dungeon, going deep. That's what Scorpio is all about. So this could be a time of looking into the shadow, let's say, of relationships. Whatever is hidden in relationships, Venus will be dealing with. Then on the 13th of the month, we have a full moon in Aries. So there is some sort of a culmination, some sort of an ending. That's what full moons are in the sign of Aries. So following the full moon in Aries on the 13th, on the 23rd, we're having the sun entering Scorpio. So Scorpio season begins on the 23rd. If you are a Libra, happy birthday, you guys. Happy birthday. Now, the new moon in Scorpio will be on the 27th of October, and then on the 31st of October is when Mercury turns retrograde in Scorpio. All right, so they're the main astrological important aspects. So we're having quite a few changes of the planets. So what is important is Mercury entering Scorpio, Mars will enter Libra, Venus will enter Scorpio, and then the sun will enter Scorpio again on the 23rd. So there are a few changes, changing energies in the sky bring changes to our lives, so we should remember that as well. I will stop here with the astrology because I don't want to make it too long. I'd like to also announce one thing before I go on to the tarot, and that is that I will be doing special horoscope readings, and what they mean, horoscope readings, is I will be doing cards in the 12 houses. So just like we can see the horoscope starting from Aries, finishing at Pisces, I will be setting down the cards in that way and telling you what is happening in each area of life. They will be individual readings, and they will be the extended readings, which will be up for purchase on my website on divinedebut.com under the extended readings tab. That's where you will be able to purchase those. They're extra readings and they're full readings. So for those of you that are interested in seeing what happens in each area of your life, what messages I will be receiving, you can go and watch those through purchase. They will be up on the 10th of October, so please don't go looking for them earlier because they won't be there. So from the 10th of October, for those of you that want extra readings from Divine Debut 11, you may go there and purchase those extra readings. Okay, so these readings will be as normal, full-on readings for free on YouTube, so enjoy them. Thank you so much for listening to the astrological aspects, the quick astrological aspects, because I didn't really go into that much detail. It's all about time. I will be doing that in the near future. Again, thank you for listening, and let's go on to the readings now. Hello, dear Capricorn. Welcome to Divine Debut. How is everyone? Thank you so much for joining me, for taking the time to spend with me. It's very important to me. Thank you, and all that you do for my channel. This is your October 1st until the 15th of 2019. I'm doing your divine spread, as I usually do at the beginning of the month, dear Capricorn. Today is actually the 30th of September 2019. Let's see your Karma Dharma situation at this time. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is Jupiter, Sagittarius. Some of you are dealing with a Sag. The Wheel of Fortune says that there is some sort of a completion. It is a 10. But the Wheel of Fortune also speaks of something very fortunate that's coming into your life. And this is Jupiter. As you can see, the little glyph of Jupiter right there is blessing your life with something. Now, what is Sagittarius all about? Sagittarius is all about foreigners, foreign places, the vision. Sagittarius is the visionary. It's all about expansion, higher education, philosophy, spirituality, something in those on those subjects is happening for you, but it's also striking it lucky. The Wheel of Fortune is coming into your life, expansion, growth. This is beautiful. Let me take your cards, dear Capricorn. Some of you, as I said, may be dealing with a Sagittarian. Some of you may be on the cusp with Sag, and therefore this is speaking straight to you. Others of you, as I said, are dealing with, could be someone who is from a foreign culture, someone who is from a different country. Now, the downside to Jupiter could be anything to do with legal proceedings, because Sagittarius is the law as well. So let's see what's happening for you beginning till mid-October 2019, general and love. Dear Sagittarius, did I say Sagittarius? I meant Capricorn. Okay, at the base, the root of the reading is the Ace of Wands. This is beautiful. Let's see what is hidden from you, what you can't see. Three of Cups. Wow, I like it. Three of Cups, celebration. In the recent past, wow, Three of Swords. So you've got 2 threes already. Thank God the wheel is turning in your favor. This is in the recent past. You're getting over some sort of a heartbreak. Let's see the now position, and we've got the moon. And the moon can be Pisces or Cancer. Now, we did have a full moon in Pisces a couple of weeks ago. So maybe it's come to light, something that was hidden you are now seeing. In the crowning area and your goal, your highest ideal, you're trying to make some sort of a decision, or you're dealing with someone that is needing to make a decision. Now, they are blindfolded, so it means that there is information that is missing. So this is like making a decision without having the information. So a blind decision, going with your instinct, going with what you feel to be right. In the action and advice, we have the Eight of Wands. Beautiful, quick movement. Cupid's love arrows. Flight travel. Some of you may be traveling quickly overseas, over mountains, maybe flight travel. So obviously it's some sort of distance. But these are also messages to and fro. Let's see what the outcome is. And we've got the Knight of Cups. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So Scorpio, Cancer, Piscean energy. We do have the Pisces Cancer card. Could be any of those signs. The Wheel of Fortune again is Sagittarius. We do have some fire here. We've also got Cups and we've got Swords. So we've got all the energies here. Let's see planetarily through the divine how you are being helped or challenged, or because any challenge from the divine is to get you to move, to change path, to tweak your path. So let's see. Oh, wow. This is your energy, dear Capricorn. It's all about work, 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 work. Some of you have been dealing with someone who has been very closed off, I'm going to say. Someone who's been even attached to you in some way. Attached to you in some way. And you know that the card of the Devil can also speak of strong sexual energy. So there is a strong passion in this card. Now, the Devil can speak of fears. So you also have the Moon card, which speaks of fears. And this is like doing the work, overcoming any fears and believing in your power. Why? A lot of people, I should say on a collective scale, we're all dealing with karma. We do have Pluto, Saturn, and the south node of the moon in your sign. And I know that a Capricorn, people have gone through a lot. You've gone through a lot. And, you know, the Devil energies, it's a loop that you keep doing over and over again. But with the Wheel of Fortune here, I do believe that something is going to change. Some of you may be dealing with someone that's very Saturnian. Could even be, I'm going to say again, I know that Capricorn in the past has been dealing with Aquarius, who is also ruled by Saturn. And this is very Saturnian energy. Now, the good thing with the Devil is that, and the Devil is Saturn, right? It's the ruling planet of Capricorn. Saturn, after having done the work, putting in the effort, will give you the rewards. Could it be the time that the divine is saying that you've done the work that was necessary, and now there is change coming through? As I can see here, we do have the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords, which equal 5. 5 of Swords. Many times I see that as of course it's an imbalance, it's a 5, but also it looks like there's 3 people in a situation. Some of you may still be dealing with the past. If you have been dealing with an Aquarian, some of you are still trying to get over that chapter in your life. But it's looking good here. It's looking good. And having the Ace of Wands with the card of Capricorn, you know, the Ace of Wands is a card of passion. It's a card of desire, creativity, fire beneath you, wanting to go for your desires, go for your passions. And it's also the light flicking on, like something that makes you want to begin again, like to bring passion into your life again, Maybe this was something that was missing from your life. We do have the Eight of Wands here, which also speak of a strong passions. Now 9, 8 and 1 is 9 wands. You're almost at a point of completion. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles does remind me of Taurian energies. Some of you, those of you that have been hurt, could be carrying some of those pains still with you, and you're being very careful with your heart. Others of you are just minding your pennies. Maybe you're wanting to make a move, I don't know, maybe even travel the world. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarius, going on that adventure, and you're saving your pennies. Maybe if you've been communicating with someone who's at a distance, you're probably saving those pennies wanting to travel. Now the Four of Pentacles also speaks of your stability. Now, when I talk about stability, we're talking about home, family, your security, of course. Your 7th house is Cancer, and Cancer is the home. So that's where you find solace. That's where you find comfort. So it's all about, through your partnerships, you need the security. You need the loving and the nurturing. And goodness gracious me, you are the mountain goat. God knows you're hard workers, but even though you seem as though you've got a harder exterior, deep within in your partnerships and relationships, you really need the security from a partnership. Okay, let's see what is beneath the Four of Pentacles. And we have the Death card. Wow, Scorpio energy. So it's all about Pluto, and Pluto is there in your sign, bringing in transformation and change. As I said, we're going through a karmic time. So this is getting rid of old karma, old issues from a past life, karma that's been brought over from another lifetime, could even be passed down from our parents. Sometimes when the karma is not resolved from our parents, it is passed on to the children. So this is a very healthy energy. You're going through transformation, which is what is necessary right now. So this is like an overhaul of your life. You know, it's a slow transit, it is. And trust me, I can't even imagine what kind of energies you're working with and how difficult it may be for you. But this is a beautiful energy, because this is what's called for at this time. Let's see what is beneath that. And we have the Page of Swords, which speaks of truth. Pages are all about messages that are coming through, a message of truth, communication. Look at the butterflies that are around him. Whatever you are communicating is bringing on the transformation. Okay, so yes, being a little bit careful. There's nothing wrong with that. Making sure that you're looking after yourself, not taking any risks at this time before you move forward. So that's just how it goes. When we've been through hardships, the natural thing to do is to protect ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. Slow and steady, right? Okay, what I'd like to do is take some of Amira's Love Oracle and see what's going on in your love life. For those of you that were committed in a committed partnership or relationship with another air sign, more than likely it's Aquarius. You could be still going through separation through divorce. Okay, Jupiter is all about that. Now, because you had the card of Scorpio, and as I said, the Four of Pentacles to me is Taurus. Some of you may have someone new, a Taurus or a Scorpio person that's coming into your life. Someone who is very calculated. The Knight of Cups is someone who trots in very slowly, very carefully. He is Could be someone that's very emotional. Look at all the water here. So he's someone that takes his time, and sometimes he gets cold feet. So that is a big cup, though, that he's offering you. That's a big cup. And he's hoping that you're going to accept it. So let's see what's going on. Please, Spirit. Capricorn. Capricorn, beginning to mid-October 2019. And we have fair male. And this is the second time that the fair male shows up in the readings. In October, he's quite popular. I have a feeling he's going to be showing up for other signs as well. We do have the courting man. And the courting man is someone who wears a business suit, someone who's very intellectual. Could be someone who goes to work in uniform. Could be a solicitor, someone who's very intellectual, as I said. Very business orientated. And we've got one more, and we've got fun times. So yeah, Jupiter is very jovial, very, happy-go-lucky energy, which is beautiful to see. So some of you are going through a change, starting to live your life up. Some of you have realized that life is not about just work, putting your nose to the grindstone. Okay, so for some of you, I do feel that if this is you, if you are a male and you are the courting man, you seem very meticulous, very, very serious. With this card, it seems as though whoever this courting man is, I feel that he's very youthful within the heart, even though he's got a strong persona, very serious for business means, I would say. Deep down, there is a wild side to him. So if this is the Sagittarius we're talking about, could be someone that is willing to go on that adventure with you. And when I say an adventure, it could mean a literal or a metaphorical. So fun times are ahead, which is beautiful to see. Let's see what's at the bottom. And we've got control. Wow. Control is the energy of the devil. So I think that what these energies are talking about is that the fun times here, I think that the person that you are dealing with now and will be dealing with in the near future, I think that they're going to help you relax and let go of the control, trying to control every situation. As I said, you're very meticulous and hardworking. Maybe that's the transformation that you're going through. I feel that you have gone through some sort of an awakening where you realize that life is not just about, not just Saturnian, but it's also about having fun. It's not about the destination, but it's having fun whilst trying to get to the destination, right? So let's see. I'm taking the Black Moon Astrology cards and see through the transits what the message is for Capricorn, please, Spirit. What else do we need to know for you in beginning to mid-October? And we have Mercury and mind. Mercury is logic. It's all about the intellect. It's all about communication and the mind. This is maybe you're trying to control your mind. You're trying to think more logically. You are a very grounded sign. Now, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, rules Gemini as well as Virgo, and Mercury is in the sign of Libra. So Libra is the house of partnership, which Libra is all about having those important conversations, and Venus is not far off those conversations, those important conversations in relation to what we love. What do we value? That's what Libra is, and Libra is all about beauty. It's all about balance. So I like to see this card, Mercury and the mind. It is a number 3. Another 3 you have, so 3 is important for you. 3 days, 3 weeks. And 3 also speaks of expansion and growth. So what I'd like to take now, I'm going to take some extra cards, but I'd like to just stay on these cards for a minute. 3 of Cups could be going out, having fun with co-workers, family, siblings. These could be siblings. Mercury rules Gemini. Gemini is all about siblings, neighbors, collaboration within a small group. Okay, so some of you may be collaborating with others, and there is some sort of a celebration, a success story that is going to come up for you, and you don't know it because it's hidden. It's in the position of what's hidden. You know, in the recent past, 3 of Swords, so some sort of a disappointment. For some of you, you know, not everyone is going to be on the same scale where you've been in a love triangle or you've had a broken heart because a relationship did not pan out the way you were hoping. So, you know, the 3 of Swords does show the heart. So some of you, because we've just been through the time of Virgo, could have been dealing with some health issues as well, which could have been a little bit disappointing. So with the Moon card, what lurks beneath, that's what comes to me with this card. And because the Moon for me is Cancer, and it's all about your stability, your security, for others of you, this could be anything to do with the mother. Because the mother is the 4th house, or parents, let's say. This could also say that you've been having very visceral dreams, very real dreams, messages coming through your dreams, so pay attention. I know I have, and I've been speaking to other people that have had very vivid dreams. Now, our dreams are they're our subconscious that's coming up, and we see certain things that we go through during the day. Yes, we can see in our dream, but there are other dreams that you know are messages. They're not what you've lived or you're reliving. So I believe personally that when we sleep, we actually astral travel. So we do go on to other dimensions, and that's incredible. Like, we travel, we astral travel, we seriously do. And pay attention, therefore. Now, if the Moon card is all about fears, know that there is nothing to worry about. There is nothing to worry about. We can't go through this lifetime in fears. We have to look at the bright side, at the positive side of everything, and just hope for the best outcome in any given circumstance. So there's no point. I know it's a natural instinct to feel fearful with some things. That's just natural, but try and overcome it. Try and look it straight in the eyes, that fear. And therefore you realize that many times it's our perception. As you could see, she's blinded here. She's trying to make a decision. How bad can it be? You either choose one or the other and just take it as it comes. Okay, so sometimes our fears make things much worse. So there is a decision in relation to movement, in relation to messages of love, flight, travel, as I said, communication through social media. And the outcome is that there is an offer coming through, something that's going to make you emotionally happy. This is a beginning, okay? This is a knight. He's not a king, so he's got still more work to do. Now, the fair male is quite young. This is someone who could be up to about the age of 25, I would say. Some of you, those of you that are a little bit older, you may have a young son, someone who is very fair, reddish, tingy hair with bright blue eyes. So I don't know who this would be in particular. Now, it doesn't look like the courting man. So some of you could have a son from a previous relationship, and the courting man could be someone that you either work with or that you've met through work. Some of you could even meet this person, and because we've got the card of the devil, which is the card of work, right? It's all about career. Now, because the Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarius, we could be talking about a teacher. We do have Mercury, which is the logic, the left brain. So we could be talking about someone who's in teaching, could be a professor. But this person is also someone who loves to have a good time. So it'll do you good. Okay. Some of you are using your logic. I would say, yes, dear Capricorn, always we have to think logically to take our next steps. But sometimes we have to go with our heart, not so much doing the math. And I know that all earth signs, because I'm an earth sign as well, are very calculated. Sometimes it's not about the logic, just go with what you feel. And I was just going to shuffle, and the star just showed itself. And this card does remind me of the star. And this is Aquarian energy again. Aquarius is all about groups and associations, wishes and dreams. The star is also something at a distance, social media communication. It's a card of healing. It's a card of being the genius. Aquarius is ruled by Aquarius as well, which is in Taurus. So a lot of people's values are being changed. We're making changes in relation to what is important, what we love. So it is a time of change, radical change. Let's see what this Wheel of Fortune is. What's that all about? And we have the Strength card, which is Leo. So this is a card of courage, a card of trusting, a card of patience. Okay, so we've got Leo here as well now. And Leo is all about the heart. It's about being very generous, taking that risk. Leo is also children and whatever we create. And it's the card of fun and flirtation as well. So you do have the power, dear Capricorn. You have more power than what you realize. Okay, you are this female here, and you are taming this wild beast. So Leo is, as I said, it's the Strength card. So you're drawing up all your courage to bring in changes, I feel here. Let's see what else. And we've got the High Priestess, which is Virgo Piscean energy. Now, the High Priestess is all about secrets, things that are hidden. She does have the new moon at her feet. Speaking of new moon, we are having a new moon in Libra as I speak. New moon in Libra is all about relationships, partnerships, new beginnings. Now, again, the High Priestess can speak of strong intuition. She is a number 2. 2s are all about balance. The High Priestess is very spiritual as well. Let's take one card on each of the positions here. So some of you, I would say, are expecting a change. You feel it. You feel it in your bones. You feel that there is a change coming on. You're trusting your intuition. You're thinking something's got to give. Luck has got to be on my side. I've done such hard work. Where is Jupiter? Jupiter is in your 12th house, which means you can't see the blessings right now. For some of you, and the Wheel of Fortune, as I said, it's Sagittarius. Could it be in the time of Sag when actually Jupiter moves into your sign on the 2nd of December, roughly there? And that's where the blessings will come in for sure. Okay, so it's like listening to just, let's say someone is beating their drum and they're at a distance and you can hear that drum roll, but you can't see it. when the wind blows, it brings the sound onto you. You know it's coming, but you can't actually visualize it. So I feel that that's what's happening with Jupiter. You feel that drum roll. You feel that new beginning, but you don't know exactly when it's going to hit, right? Let's take more cards. And the Ace of Wands, we have the Page of Pentacles, which could be the fair male here as well. So it could be an earth sign that we're talking about here. Could be a son or a daughter. As I said, reddy, tingy hair, blonde, with bright blue eyes. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles in the position of the root of the issue. Three of Cups has the sun. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And the word son speaks to me of a male, adolescent, teenage, young adult son, more than likely. Let's take that Three of Swords. And we've got the Star. Yeah, being heartbroken by that Aquarian. Some sort of a disappointment, maybe because of distance. For those of you that have not been dealing with an Aquarian, then you've had some sort of a setback where travel or your dreams coming to fruition. There's been some sort of a setback. Let's look at the moon. And we have the Ace of Swords. Beautiful. Let's take the Two of Swords and we've got the Ace of Cups. Two aces already here. Beautiful, dear Capricorn. Eight of Wands and we've got the Seven of Pentacles. This is going to be quick movement. Someone's been putting a lot of thought into it, but it will start to move quickly. Your ruling planet, Saturn, has moved direct. He's starting to move. He's very slow. So it's been a time of calculating, looking at a situation. It's going to move, and it's going to start to move quickly, but it's also going to bring you the rewards. Let's look at this Knight of Cups, and we've got Judgment. Again, Scorpio. So as I said, Taurus or Scorpio is your new person. Judgment is Pluto. Let's look at this Devil card, and the Devil can speak of also like overindulging, too much drinking, anything that you feel prone to be doing again and again, a loop that you can't get out of. And that can be even trying to escape a situation, maybe even drinking too much. We do have Pisces here, which can be escapism, drugs, medicine, alcohol. Some of you may have just been out too much partying. Too much partying. Let's take another card here. And we've got the Magician. Again, we've got Mercury. Mercury, you have it twice. It's all about that communication. As above, so below, dear Capricorn. It's another ace that you've got here. You've got 1, 2, 3 aces. 4 aces. You've got the Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and you've got the Magician, which is another ace. Beautiful. So in your foundation, some of you may have created something. With the Ace of Wands, you've created something. Look at all that yellow. That is beautiful energy. That is clarity. That is warmth. That is fiery as well. You know, yellow, then comes orange, then red, right? It's all about passion. It's all about heat. Here we've got something that you feel very passionate about. Now, as I said, if you are dealing with a Taurian, this is an earth sign here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, could even be your energy. You have begun something. You have created something. This is the Ace of Pentacles that this page holds. Another card of yellow. The sun is beaming down on you. This is clarity. This is healing. This is vitality, energy. Again, the sun can speak of children. It can also speak of true love. Some of you are celebrating. You will be celebrating once you have the once you actually see your success. And why? Because these cards here are in the hidden position. Now, watch this. You've got the sun, you've got the star, and you've got the moon. The three luminaries. You have them all. Dear Capricorn, what a wonderful time. I know it's been really challenging. It's been for everyone on a collective scale. But I think that for you, holding the Pluto and the South Node, it's been extra challenging. And I can understand that fully. So the star here is whatever you've been pain-stricken or heartbroken or whatever setback you've had, keeping the hope, because this is a card of hope as well. You are healing through this. Okay, this is a card of hope. Capricorn, as I said, has got those strong knees. You don't give up. Some of you are really, you've gone through the mill. Your relationship, for those of you that are committed, not everyone has given up on past relationships. If it's something that was a wish come true, if it was something that was very, very, you felt the calling, that it's just a challenging time. And yes, if we look at the Wheel of Fortune, what is before that? It's the Hermit. It's looking for the light. It's growing spiritually, taking the time out. You've been in a sense of solitude, looking for the answers, trying to connect spiritually, asking for guidance from the divine through spirit. Jupiter and the Wheel of Fortune is spirit. Sagittarius is very spiritual, as is Pisces. If we look at this card as Pisces, Pisces is all about endings. It's the last sign of the zodiac. Maybe with a full moon in Pisces, something did shift for you. That was a completion. Now, Pisces is all about escapism, as I said, things that are hidden. Pisces can also be all about sacrifice. It is usually the hanging man, isn't it? So you've put in all that sacrifice and now you're at the point of a successful new beginning. Others of you are cutting through a situation that did not serve your highest purpose and starting something new. For others of you, you are speaking your truth. You have the clarity after confusion. That's what Pisces is. And maybe some of you have given an ultimatum to someone that was quite hidden, not speaking their truth, maybe too frightened to speak up. An ultimatum where, it's make your choice, because you know that readings can go either way. It's either you that's made a choice or someone else has made a choice. And I feel that the decision has been made. With the Ace of Cups, whatever decision has been made, it's serving you very, very well. And this Ace of Cups is the Ace of Cups that this Knight of Cups is holding. So maybe in the past you were hoping for someone to come forth with that Ace of Cups, communicating. Someone was taking their sweet old time. Maybe if someone is looking at a commitment, if you are dealing with someone that you wanted a commitment from, taking their sweet old time and thinking about it is very important, because a commitment is not something that we take from one day to another. It's serious. Okay, maybe you've been asked to move in with someone, or the other way around, or a serious commitment. So an engagement could be a marriage, could be someone could be thinking about whether they will go on to higher education. We do have Sagittarius. For higher education, someone may be needing to travel. Could it be that you have a son that is wanting to follow their passion, and that therefore that includes moving to a distant country? There's a lot of things in this reading, and of course, because it is a very challenging time now, we're all having to stand in our integrity and transform our lives to be able to move forward. Pluto is asking for transformation, and Pluto is very dark, very hidden. We have to get to the bottom of things. So things that have been hidden, that are coming up to the surface for clearing, all those skeletons that have been in the closet are slowly coming out one by one. And it is very fortunate that Pluto is there actually taking care of it, and as is Saturn. So Seven of Pentacles, as I said, someone was thinking a lot, using their logic with Mercury, and time will start to move. There is movement here, quick movement. It's going to pick up pace. And here we've got the Judgment calling. So this, for some of you, is a second chance. You're being given another go. If you have had bad luck in the past and you thought something was gone, finished, dead, it was dead weight, this is spirit here. This is angels, the angels. This is Archangel Michael calling you and asking for you to resurrect. Okay, that's enough. It's time to start all over again. And this is a big chance that is given. So you're being given another chance. If you are the one that has been offering your cup, don't be frightened. Don't stand in your fear. Take that risk. That's what Leo is all about. Take that chance. Go for it. We only live once. Or this could be in relation to your other half, the person that you're interested in. And again, Scorpio, I feel that it's mainly a Scorpio or a Taurus that is coming forth with their cup. So this is an offer coming through. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's love for all of you, but it's something that's going to start something that you have been hoping for, something that you have been wishing, and it seemed as though it was very far away for you, but it's coming closer, and it's coming closer quickly. Now, you've got all the tools that are necessary to make the magic. You are the one that's calling the shots. You are Saturn. Now, Saturn does bring physicality, longevity, and groundedness. And we all have to go through those energies at this time to bring in the manifestation of what we were hoping. You have all the tools here, dear Capricorn. So the planetary aspects are bringing you the chance to make things happen, to manifest. Because as above, so is the same here on this 3D plane. So below. So let's take some more cards. Let's take some Sibillas. And let's see what this devil energy is. Please, Spirit guides and angels, the devil card and the magician. What's that all about? And we have Bambino, which is the baby, or it's something new. And again, this is the Seven of Pentacles, which is the same energy as up there. We've got the Five of Pentacles, melancholy. So a little bit of depression here, feeling as though there is a sense of lack, not believing in something new starting, not being able to believe that something is going to begin with the Bambino. And here we've got Alegria, Nine of Wands. Remember how I said the 8 and the 9th wand is here. This is merriment and happiness. And again, as I said, some of you have been partying very hard, or this is what's coming in your near future. So what the cards are saying here is that don't be fixed on something that you think is not going to work out. Just make your wish, send it out to the divine, go out and have a good time, forget about it as much as you possibly can. And you never know what happens, right? We've got 12 pentacles here. 12 is the hanging man. And if we add the 9, that's 21, which 21 is the World card. And the World card is the ending of some sort of a cycle. 21 also equals a 3 again. So let's look at this heartbreak in the recent past with the 3 of Swords. And the Star, we've got Denaro, which is the Ace of Pentacles. It's also the card of security, stability. It's a marriage that is very abundant, and it's also the 6 of Cups, which speaks of innocence, your childhood, the soulmate energy, children as well. Let's take another 2 more cards. We have Speranza, which is the 8 of Cups. So this is another card of hope. Sometimes it can be a card of fear. Okay, so the 8 of Cups is someone who is looking for those 2 of Cups. They're moving, right? I see it as a very strong card of spiritual growth. It's also growing, like becoming the philosopher, going on that spiritual retreat. Some of you may have left home and started to go for what you have been hoping for, and that is cleansing, clearing your energy, healing. Could have been through going to a spiritual retreat, trying to find yourself, yeah? And we've got La Matrice here, which is the woman lover. This is very much like the Queen of Wands, but she's holding something that is very important to her. So something very valuable. She's looking at something very valuable, something that she desires. And the 12 again is the number of the Hanging Man. It's all about sacrifice. Maybe some of you have sacrificed enough. If let's say your child is moving away to a distant place, higher education, it hasn't been easy, but it's a time of loving and nurturing yourselves. It's like starting your life all over again. So we've got the 6 of Cups, 8 of Cups, and the 12. So 14, 26, which adds up to another 8. And 8 is the number of, the 8th house is Scorpio, isn't it? It's all about transformation, intimacy. Let's see what this 2 of Swords is. 2 of Swords, Ace of Cups, and we've got the Merchant. So this is all about thinking about business, import, export. This is the Merchant. It's all about business for some of you. It's in the position of business as well and career. But it could say that someone who owns their own business, someone who is could be dealing with business with foreign countries, distant places, yes. And again, this is a 13, which is all about Pluto and Scorpio. This person is putting a lot of thought into contracts, relationship, yeah, agreements. It's funny that we've got a card that's flipped over and we've got the Gran Signore, which is a number 13. Again, I do believe that this is the same person. This is someone who is quite abundant, could be quite cocky sometimes, could be the boss, and therefore he's the one who calls the shots. Could be from a very influential background, heritage. Let's take another card. So we've got 2 13s here, and we've got the Ammalato, and the Ammalato is low morale. This could be someone that is a little bit, someone that is fairly, could be a time of challenges, or the decision that was necessary to be made was really hard. 4 of Swords this is, and this is taking time out, meditating, going within and thinking. Could also be a little bit of depression. And what I just saw now is I've got a card, and look at the card. Wow. I was shuffling that in the Sibillas all this time. This is uncanny. This is crazy. So, could it be that this person is fighting depression? You know, the devil can be depression. Maybe they're putting a brave front. Or if this is your energy, dear Capricorn, you've been waiting for someone to decide and you feel as though it's something that is going to break you. Something that was bigger than you. And again, the devil is Capricorn. It's in the position of Capricorn here in the career section. So some of you may be working with someone, a boss that was like the devil, someone that was like really pushing you to your limit. But another card just flipped and we've got the Viaggio, which is Sagittarian energy. And many times I do see this same energy. So this could be someone that travels a lot for work. This could be someone that is at a distance, again, as I said. Now, if, again, we've got Sagittarius and Scorpio, again, that could be Sagittarius and Scorpio, again, could be a cusper. Yeah? So this is someone that is coming in. It looks as though this Gran Signore has decided to take that trip. Or, and I believe that it's mainly, yes, the Gran Signore, which is the person you're dealing with. So you had the worst fears thinking that it's not going to happen, but it is. It is going to happen. Now, let's take this Judgment card and the Knight of Cups. We have Amica, which is the Four of Wands, and this is balance, harmony, okay? And this is your confidant, your best friend. This could also be Libra, so celebration where legalities are concerned. For those of you that are going through divorce, then yes, this is a celebration. We've got Leggerezza, Ten of Wands, having finished the burden, lightening your load. You have gone through the transformation. You are now the butterfly, ready to fly, ready to take flight. And this is also a very sexual energy as well. And we've got the Lamante, number 11, very karmic. The offer comes through. Knight of Cups is the same as the Lamante. So this is your knight in shining armor. Now, I want to say for some of you, for those of you that have had issues with a son, because this could even be an apology, yeah? For those of you that have been distant, that this is a one-off message, and you've been at odds with this young, fair male, the apology is coming through. He's coming in like a wet cat. He knows that he did wrong. So he's coming in. He's cried many rivers as well. So interesting, very, very interesting. Beautiful reading. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to take my handwritten cards and I would like to take a message and see this Gran Signore. Actually, I'm going to, the Gran Signore is the courting man, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so I'm actually going to take these cards on the courting man and on the fair male. So for those of you that are dealing with a younger male, you are at a younger age and you're dealing with this fair male, you know, the courting man could be a father, okay, could be a boss, could be an elder brother. Let's take the fair male first of all and see what message he wants to give you. I prefer to be friends, and that's the Ten of Wands. So that's the message from the fair male. Now, this could be in relation to friendships. Yes, we do have the card of harmony and your confidant, your best friend. So I don't know how that speaks to you personally. Let's take the courting man. And we've got, unfortunately, I did not recognize you as my soulmate at first sight, but now I see you truly are. And this is the Five of Pentacles. So for those of you that have felt a sense of lack, an emotional lack, a spiritual lack in connection, it looks as though because this is like an awakening, an epiphany. It looks as though finally the epiphany is here, and this is the clarity from the courting man, and that's why probably we've got the fun time. So this is like a card of celebration. This is finally someone is thinking logically. How beautiful is that? Let's take a Moonology oracle card by Yasmin Boland, because I want to see in relation to Celene, which is the moon. I want to see what other messages are coming through for you, dear Capricorn. Beginning till mid-October, please, Spirit. For Capricorn, what do they need to know? Let's take the card, and we've got it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Wow. New moon in Aries. This is like a beginning, because Aries is the warrior. New moons are always about new beginnings. Now, new moon in Aries would be end of March, early April. So this is talking about that time. Aries is also where Chiron is sitting. Chiron is the wounded healer. Any wounds from a past life, the victim mentality. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries. Could be, some of you could have your North Node in Aries. But new moon in Aries, Aries is all about putting in the passion. That fighting spirit. Now, don't forget that Aries is a cardinal sign, as you are as well. So it's all about taking action. Let's take an angel answer, please. Spirit, for Capricorn, what do they need to know? For those of you that don't know what to ask, pause the video and let's take your card, please, Spirit. What does Capricorn need to know at this time? And we've got let go. Wow. You know, another sign got this, and I'll have to tell you who it is. Let me see if I can remember. Let go. I think it may have been Scorpio. I do think it may have been Scorpio, so please go and watch that. Let's read this for you. Letting go is a beautiful message. I actually remember the message too. So the time has come to let go of this situation. Stop focusing on how or when it will be solved, or even why it occurred. Relationships that are unhealthy and unfulfilling should be released in order to allow something better to come in. Don't worry. God and your angels have everything under control. So it's not your job to control a situation. Dear Capricorn, true gem is right under that. Okay, so let go of the control, and what comes after that is a true gem. A key aspect to manifesting your desires is to ask for what you want and then to release it to heaven. If you've drawn this card, you may be holding on too tightly to the way your dreams will unfold. talk about holding on. Make a wish and then leave the rest to your angels. And that's what this is saying. That's the message. And I know how hard it is for you, but this is probably the transformation that you need to go through, that we cannot control everything in our life. We can't control the action of others. Yes, we can control sometimes our own life, but, you know, it's like sometimes, even as the book said, letting go of that control, it's as though you're opening your heart up to things to come in. Keeping the control blocks your aura, so just let it go. It's so much simpler just to do that and see what happens, dear Capricorn. All right, everyone, I will leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time out, for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Sending you lots of love and lots of blessings. Talk to you soon. I will have different readings up on my website, which I mention at the beginning of the video and in the description box below. So for those of you that are interested, listen to the first part of the video. All right, guys. Thank you again. Lots of love.